our futures and our children. For the next candidate, I'd like to call up the Superintendent of Public Instruction, Michelle Morrow.
Thank you, everybody. It is an honor to be here, and it is with joy and also with thanksgiving that I thank each one of you, because I know that that is what got me elected, is people standing at the polls for me and telling people to vote for me. 2 days ago, we celebrated the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and that is a day when we remember how many tens of thousands of young men ran into danger fighting for the freedom, fighting for the lives of people that they would never meet. That was the greatest generation. And we have a chance right now to be the next greatest generation. And our children need it. Right now, what we're seeing is there is a lack of patriotism. There's a lack of understanding of what the incredible blessing and responsibility it is to be a citizen in the greatest country in the history of the world. That's why we're here today. That's why we are proud to be Americans. In this month, when the left wants to change what they are being proud of, we need to say we are proud to be Americans. And that's what we need to stand up for. And that's what we need to infuse. That's what we need to infuse into the next generation. I am running for Superintendent of Public Instruction. Why? Because I believe that our country is in a dire situation. I believe that we are on the brink of no longer being free. I believe that the greatest threat to the constitutional republic that we call home is the indoctrination happening in our public school system today. And it's not just happening here, it's happening around the country, because this is directly coming from the U.S. Department of Education, which all of us who know the Constitution understand there is no constitutional reason for them to exist. So it's time for us. And let me introduce one of my 5 reasons. It's now up to 6. I just became a grandma last week with our first grandbaby. This is my youngest, Matthew, who is a rising 7th grader. And our 4 other children have already graduated from our homeschool, and they are moving on, and they're productive members of society who absolutely love God, love their country, and love their family. And that is what we need for every single young person living in North Carolina today. So that's why I'm running for the superintendent's position, because I believe that we need someone who's going to push back against the U.S. Department of Education trying to make North Carolina values be D.C. values, and we all know they are not the same. And we also need to ensure that there is safety, academic excellence, and we are using our money and our classroom time to prepare our children to be critical thinkers, to be able to have conflict resolution, to be able to reason through a problem and a difficulty. Every one of us understands we are not raising children. We're raising future adults. And the only way that we are going to remain free, the only way that we are going to remain prosperous, the only way that we are going to remain united as a nation is if our children know the truth. If they know the truth about creation, if they know the truth about history, the truth about civics, and the truth about biology. If they know the truth about economics, that in a free market system, what is beautiful about that is healthy competition creates the best product at the best price. And that's what we need our public school system to be. It needs to be the absolute best option for every family so that parents actually do have a choice. There is no choice. If our public school system is failing, if our literacy rates are plummeting, if we can't keep teachers in the classroom, if we have increased crime and violence in our classes, did you know last year alone, almost 1,500 teachers were assaulted on the job in our public schools in North Carolina? That is criminal. Which one of us would choose to go to work every single day and to be cursed at, to be disrespected, to be threatened, and even be assaulted? What are we doing? And why are we allowing our children to be witness to this? Why are we allowing our children to be in this every single day? We wonder why they're anxious. We wonder why they're confused. We wonder why they're depressed. That's why it is. Because we have got to get order and discipline and respect back into our classrooms. We have got to start focusing on reading and writing and arithmetic. And as the superintendent, I vow to you, no one will be leaving 5th grade without mastering reading, writing, and math, because that is the foundation of all other learning. ensure that we have no CRT, we have no DEI. We're going to stop dividing our children and determining their character by the color of their skin. That is racism, and it's not who we are as Americans. And I'll tell you one more thing. We have the money that we need in order to educate our children and to prepare them to be critical thinkers and to pursue quality careers that are going to be not only financially lucrative, but also personally rewarding. We need to make the priority be the classroom. Right now, we are prioritizing political agendas and social agendas and bureaucracies and administrative things. We need to start the funding at the classroom and then have it work its way up instead of the other way around. So I would so appreciate, we have a chance this year. And to what was stated earlier, this really is the last election that we're going to have if it doesn't go in the way that it needs to go. So I would ask you, what are you willing to sacrifice in the next 5 months to ensure that we remain a nation that is under God, that is indivisible, that has liberty and justice for all? I'm asking, would you be willing to donate $20? Would you be willing to give 24 hours of your time? 1 full day during early voting, 1 full day on election day, because exactly what Judge Murray said is true. When you hand someone with a smile somebody's name and say, please vote for them, they will do it. And that's what we need to do. We need to get everybody from President Trump all the way down to our school board members. They're so important. Our county commissioners, it's important. So what are we willing to invest so that our great-great-great-grandchildren 200 years from now can say, do you remember what our ancestors did in 2024 when we were on the brink of no longer being a constitutional republic, when the justice system was being used as a weapon against their citizens, when they had been robbing us of our freedoms for the last 4 years, when we were teaching our children that they could pick their gender and that the United States is inherently racist? Do you remember? Do you remember what our great-great-great-grandparents did when they stood up and they said, no more? We in North Carolina are known as the Tar Heel State. It is time for us to dig in our heels and say, Marxism, communism, these lies will go no farther. North Carolina is going to remain free, and we are going to remain a constitutional republic. And it's going to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. So I ask for your vote, I ask for your support, and I ask you to support everybody on this ballot because it really matters. Our future is in your hands. Thanks so much.